Hey, Positive Pathers, Keenan here for our second Facebook Live this week. Also going to talk a little bit more. You're going to see some of these on YouTube as well, so that you can find them there as well. It's not just for Facebook. What I want to talk to you guys about today is the power of your parenting when it comes to your kids' nutrition and diet. We hear a lot about this, and a lot of it's white noise, I think, at this point, because it's so much repetition on 1,000 different topics, and we're overwhelmed, and they're just going to get food on the table for the kids and whatever it might be. So I want to boil this down, and I want to start, like I often do, with a story from my own journey and from when I was young. So when I was young, I was a normal build kid. I was fortunate enough to have a mom who did the best she could as far as nutrition and health and wellness. So she worked with what she knew back in, the whatever that was, late 80s and the 90s when I grew up. So I was fortunate enough to come up with that. But what I didn't always get is when I'd go visit my biological father in another state during a large portion of the summer each year. And one year in particular, I came back probably a full 15 pounds heavier, which is saying a lot when, I left weighing 85 pounds or so, if that. So it's quite a lot of weight, almost a fifth or whatever that is of your body weight increase in 4 or 5 weeks. It was so bad my mom began to cry. She told me later that she was crying. She didn't thankfully show me at the time, but I think she ran off to the bathroom and started crying. She was like so upset about her son's health. What had brought this summertime weight gain on was that I was given free reign. And when I went to do whatever I wanted to do in Salt Lake, where my family lived in Salt Lake, I was sucking down Cokes all day long and eating whatever I wanted. What I was doing is I was eating in the way that some of my, not all, but some of my family members there did. And to me, it was a big treat, and I wasn't going to stop myself. I was like in 4th grade. I was in 7th heaven. But what this taught me as a lesson later in life, and now that I'm a wellness professional and I have a son of my own, and we deal mostly with families and a lot of parents, is that it's like, wow, how powerful is your parenting when it comes to nutrition? How powerful is your parenting when it comes to setting the tone of what normal is for a child's diet, which will definitely mirror what they'll do as adults. So now fast forward all these years, those same family members, some of those ones that were down there and hanging out on the couch with me, watching movies and sucking down sodas and eating a bunch of fast food and things of that nature, they still have that diet, and they are very much overweight, and it makes me sad because they didn't have the same opportunities of someone like my mom saying like, hey, you're not going to eat that. You want something sweet? Here's a piece of fruit. You want something to drink? Here's some water. And wasn't militant. I got a soda here and there, but it was a treat, right? And so I know a lot of us know that, but I feel like so often we get overwhelmed as parents with like, you gotta do this, you can't do that, this is this, and that's not scientifically backed up anymore. A new documentary comes out and undermines everything that we thought we knew the preceding several years from the last documentary. I wanna make this simple for you guys. If it grows from the ground, it's good for your kid. Now, if we want to boil it down into like organic and is it really organic? And yeah, and that's all valid. Those are valid. But for the point, the purpose of this post is to make, and Positive Path wants you to make positive changes in your family's life, right? And one of the main points of Positive Path is nutrition. And so with parenting, I'm talking to our parents obviously today, although you can apply this to your own life if you don't have kids, obviously, we all have the same digestive tract and anatomy. If you start with simple, almost no duh choices, you're gonna see results in whether it's losing weight, toning up. Maybe you already look and feel great. Look great, but you don't feel super hot. Maybe you're low on energy. Your body's telling you something. It's not that something's wrong. It's trying to communicate with you, hey, I'm not getting enough of this, right? Pay attention to what your body's saying to you. And it's the same thing with your kids. If your kids are lethargic, they probably need some more clean carbohydrates. What they don't need is a lot of processed bread. Right? If they want some more carbohydrates, give them an apple. It's 20, 15, 20 carbs, depending on the size of the apple. I could go on with several, examples, but that's when I hear a lot from parents. My kid just doesn't want to do anything. He needs an activity, and he also needs real fuel for that activity. And so that's what I want to say. That's why I named this, like, power. Your parenting power when it comes to nutrition is huge. Don't give your kids $5 to run down and grab a Slurpee all the time. So these are things that we all know, but it still happens. I watch it happen all the time. I watch it happen in my own house. Like, full disclosure, it's like if I let him, he'd run off down to 7-Eleven all the time because of his influence with his friends. And so those treats are still there. He's also older and can start making some of his own choices. We actually just had a conversation about that not too long ago. But for you parents of younger kids, teach them what a normal snack is, that it's a piece of fruit, or that it's something that has whole grains in it, that's a clean wheat. Not something that's been hybridized and just beat up by some machine. Teach them so that when they're adults, they're not going to have the same experience that I'm having with some of my family members, where I look and I'm like, wow, like I can see they just look tired, and I'm not picking on them. I love them, my family, but I've seen them, and it's like it's like, oh my God, they just kind of they look tired. They don't look comfortable in their own body. So I just, it got me thinking about that. A conversation with my son. I was just like, I want to share that with you guys. So simple steps, Positive Path's all about that. You guys, just smart choices. If you want to know more about what a smart choice at a grocery store, if you're not feeling super confident in that, not feeling super like, I know how to navigate myself through a grocery store without breaking the bank and still getting clean foods, reach out to one of us either in the comments below, send me a PM, go to positivepathlife.com, click the contact us, or book a $99 wellness assessment. You got several options to learn more, some of them free. And you guys can kind of get a little bit more of a foundation there and understand what to do if you don't feel like you know what you're doing yet. So I wanted to encourage you guys all with that. PositivePathLife.com. Check us out. We appreciate everybody who's checking us out. Comments, questions. We definitely appreciate you guys coming and watching us live today, and we hope that you get a lot of benefit from it. All right, make it a Positive Path day.